I didn't touch that. I waited for it to ring. And it apparently it's going to stop recording if you get a phone call, whether or not you answer it or you reject it. This is a major technological problem. Why the fuck would you make a phone that didn't just keep recording a video if you received a phone call? Are you kidding me? They're not kidding me. They're serious. I forgot my train of thought. I'm so sorry. What I thought was cool about this movie that is not in a lot of movies is that it didn't necessarily have a happy ending. Is that it kind of ended in a little bit of a sad way. But I thought that was cool because I'm not used to that. Here, it's about to get better. Ready? That's not it, but hold on. Yeah, so this movie didn't really have a happy ending, and I did think it was fun and cool that it took place, that it was shot in another country. That's always fun. I like Bill Skarsgård. I like FKA Twigs. I like that fucking cowboy, whatever his name is. I'll write it down in the comments. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, bruh. He was good. The thing is that when we don't have a great script, we're not going to have a great movie. And I don't know why this is hard for anyone to understand. It's some pretty basic shit, bruh. But maybe the executives are never going to comprehend this fact. Because I feel like they would have comprehended it by now. Maybe they did comprehend it back in like the 40s, 30s. Up until the 90s, up until the aughties, but apparently they just don't know that now. That you literally need. Okay, I should have done the lines up here. I'm not going to fix it now, but see, a smile? I should have done the lines right there. Then it would have been creepier. This is pretty good, though. You need to have a good script in order to have a good movie. And I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad script, but wasn't great. Also, no one asked for this. No one wanted a Crow remake. Sorry. I think it was okay at best. Alright. Apparently it did very poorly in the box office, which doesn't really surprise me, but it is unfortunate. I had a fun time watching it, though. I did. It got really violent, which I don't actually love. I love American Psycho. That's one of my faves. Directed by a woman, by the way. But, this kind of violence, I was like, meh. I think this movie would have been very cool had they casted an action star, an actual action star, like an actual martial artist to play the Crow, because that's what Brandon Lee was, and not what our darling Bill Skarsgård is. Not that he's a bad actor, but he's definitely not a martial artist. This could have been a martial arts movie, is a thing. I don't know why they aren't making those anymore. Maybe they're making them in Asia? Y'all tell me, I'm not privy to this. But, yeah. So that was unfortunate. Okay, it's about to get better. Y'all ready? Woo! Now I look like Brandon for real. I kind of feel like keeping this on. Bro, I look so cool. What the fuck? Or, they could have casted me as the Crow. I'm kidding. I don't want them to cast me as the Crow. I'm not a martial artist, like I just said. Decent movie. Worth a watch if you like the kind of shit I like watching. like I've already listed like 3 times. Probably worth a watch if you've seen the original Crow movie, which I still have to watch. Worth a watch if you want to see FKA Twigs. She's great. I feel like I saw her act in something else, but I'm not recalling what that is off the top of my head. She's great fun. Really enjoyed watching her also. This is actually going to be another video entirely. And I promise I'll get to the Alien review eventually. Alien Romulus, we're going to get there. Just hold on. I was going to do this in another video, but I will do this in this video. Why the fuck not? So, okay. Go. I feel like filmmakers who made some of my favorite movies and ones that were in fact very successful really had a message they wanted to portray. Okay? For example, James Cameron, who directed Titanic, and he also directed all the Avatar movies, is going to direct all the Avatar movies. When it comes to the Avatar movies, if James Cameron had a message he wanted to give you personally, like if he could talk to every single person who has seen his movies one-on-one privately, and you would tell him, hey bro, you would tell all these directors that I'm about to say, you would tell them, hey y'all, what you have to do is this person's going to come in the room with you, and what you have to do is you have to portray the message you desperately tried to get across with this movie in like 1 sentence. Go for it. I think that James Cameron, when it comes to Avatar, all right, and Titanic a little bit too, but we'll talk about that in a moment. When it comes to Avatar, if James Cameron were to do that with that movie, I think that he would get on his knees, put his hands together, start crying and begging you to care about our Mother Earth, begging you to care about nature. I think that's what he would do. Okay, I think that's the underlying message of the Avatar movies. Period. Okay? When it comes to Gary Ross, who directed Pleasantville, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And if y'all haven't seen it, you need to see it. He also directed the Hunger Games movies. I think that he would tell you, change is good. Change is difficult, but it is good, and we need it. Pretty profound. Mary Herron directed American Psycho, which is based on a book by Bret Easton Ellis. I think, I mean, you could interpret this differently, but in my opinion, I think one message she wanted to get across with American Psycho is, all are Americans psychos? Question. Are they? That's kind of the underlying message of the movie, and you have to watch it, you uncultured swine, if you haven't seen it already. Y'all tell me what you think the real message of that movie is. We're going all the way with this shit. Peter Weir directed The Truman Show. Also one of my favorite movies ever. All these movies, you guys, that I'm listing right now, I'm going to be watching on my deathbed, okay? Truman Show is a very dope movie. Came out in 1998. I don't know what he would say, but so 1998 was a while ago, right? Someone born in 1998 now is a legal adult, okay? But if you look at The Truman Show and you look at today and how much we survey and follow and watch influencers and other famous people, I think he would say, look at how accurate my movie from 22 years ago turned out to be. Sorry, I'm now hung up on the math. Is that 22 or is it 26? 26 years ago. Look how accurate my movie from almost 30 years ago turned out to be today. Or he might say, is reality TV good? Is our reality as it stands good? Question. Okay, last one. Miss Tina Fey. I don't know that she directed, but she wrote Mean Girls. I think she would say, let's not be such mean girls to other girls. Aren't those all profound messages? Aren't those all profound questions? Yes. I don't know what the director of The New Crow would tell you, other than maybe, I wanted to make a Crow remake. Okay. Cool, I guess. I went to the cemetery where Bruce and Brandon Lee are buried. That was the whole reason I went there, was I wanted to see their graves. I was getting frustrated because I had walked around for at least 30 minutes. I couldn't fucking find them. Finally, I stopped. And I was like, where the fuck are they? You know where they were at that very moment? Right the fuck behind me. They snuck up on me, even in death. Okay? I think it's in somewhat poor taste. Well, I do. I think it is in somewhat poor taste to remake a movie like this, where Brandon Lee unfortunately passed away making it. I mean, I was gonna go back on those words because I was like, is it in poor taste? Because maybe he was just trying to make the actual movie as it was intended. I don't know. I haven't seen the original Crow movie, so I couldn't tell you. But would it have even been remade if Brandon Lee hadn't passed away, if he was still with us? I'm not sure. I don't know. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's move on. Let's get to Alien. But first, I want to do the makeup for this Crow. So this is for the Crow 1994. Okay. Pretty accurate. I don't think this is fully accurate, but this is like pretty accurate, okay? So here you've had your look, alright? Now I'm gonna take it off and I'm gonna do the makeup for the Crow 2024. Anyway, I went and saw the movie Alien Romulus, okay? First of all, I didn't think at all that this movie would have as many people going to it that went to it. I didn't think that. I guess I didn't know how popular this movie franchise is. I mean, I'm aware, okay? Chill. I'm aware. I'm cultured. But, so the weekend it came out, I saw people fucking filing in there during the day on Friday. And I was like, the fuck? People were filing in there at like 11 o'clock. I was like, shit, they're going to see Alien. Wow, okay. Okay, Alien Romulus. And then the next day, I was out running errands. And I did something, which I actually do a fair amount, but then I ended up doing something I had not yet done. Which was, I saw a guy, as I was passing the movie theater, I saw a guy who was walking out of the movie theater, or he was outside of the movie theater, and he had a drink in his hand, a movie drink in his hand. So I thought he had already seen a movie. So I was like, oh, hey, I am like this. I am this annoying in real life. I was like, oh, hey, did you see Romulus? And he was like, no, I'm about to go see Romulus. You want to see it with me? And I was like, yeah. So, hi, Jed. Went and saw Romulus with this guy. Wow. Bruh, I was blown away. Okay? This movie fucking had me in a chokehold, bruh. First of all, I love most of the other Alien movies. I love Alien and I love Aliens. I love them both very, very much. Alright? They're dope as fuck. What I think has to be said here, people have to realize and know, is that the original Aliens movies, that was all special effects. So of course it was so fucking baller in the 70s. It was so fucking like out of this world. Both Alien and Aliens, like all the special effects, all the practical effects in that movie still look absolutely fucking cool today. Alright, I cannot say the same thing about a lot of CGI that's come out much more recently. Putting that out there. Anyway, went and saw this movie with a random fellow sci-fi fan, and I loved it. Again, I didn't really have high expectations because Prometheus and a bunch of other movies within this franchise were shit, quite frankly. But the first two are dope. Love them. Gonna watch those forever. Really, really, really impressive. Very, very beautiful, phenomenal special effects, okay? I thought the gal who was in this, the main gal, I thought she was a little young. Sigourney Weaver was in her 30s when she played Ripley. I feel like they should have gotten a slightly older gal to be in this movie, but beside the point. The gal who was in this was good. So I loved this movie. I really did. I feel like it got a little bit out of control. We'll get into that eventually. But what a pleasant surprise. I thought I was gonna like it. I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, it was cool, whatever. Because that's normally my reaction to any movie, right? Is like, yeah, it was cool, whatever. But this one, you guys, I'm always writing notes. And a big reason I write notes is I hate that shit and it's bothering me, and I'm writing some shit like, why the fuck wouldn't you hire a real person playing real piano? That kind of thing, okay? Because I'm annoyed, alright? I have a hard time focusing on the movie because I know so much about the actual production and what goes into it. So I'm kind of borderline distracted by those things almost all of the time. I was not distracted by this. I was hypnotized. At one point, I was just like totally staring at the screen, like wondering what the fuck was going to happen next. Because there was a really, really interesting plot twist at the midpoint, okay? And the midpoint of the movie is when so we build up the whole movie, okay? We build up the whole story. We got this whole thing going on, okay? And then the thing is that by the midpoint of the movie, okay, um, what happens there is there's some giant thing that changes within the universe that you've already been introduced to, and that's what's responsible for the rest of the movie to happen. Okay, so when this happened in the movie, one, I didn't fucking see it coming, and two, you were like, holy shit, questioning your entire fucking life, questioning technology, questioning how we as humans function, questioning what you would do, what the fuck would you do in that situation? Like, oh, bro, I was blown away. I really was. What was so cool was they really did make the effort to make it look very much like the 70s, but not in a way that was corny, in a way that was like just very accurate to the world, which was super, super cool. What else? At one point, this was kind of funny. At one point in the movie, of course, it wasn't one of them English that said this. They were like, "Oh, where'd you learn all this?" And he was like, he said something like TV shows and magazines. Like, my brother in Christ, do you think 500 years in the future anyone is gonna know the word magazine as in paper thing that you read? Paper book that you read? Paper disposable book that you read? Because the answer is no. And that's what pissed me off about another one of the alien movies. I think it was Prometheus. They fucking used the word mankind. I'm like, there's some, obviously it was written by two men. I was like, you guys are not thinking futuristically if you're using this currently archaic language. So that happened in Prometheus. I guess I could try to watch it again, but that fucking annoyed me so much. I was like annoyed, and I could barely enjoy the movie. It's not even that good of a movie, but anyway, I'm just lolling because that enraged me so much when I saw that, when I heard that and saw it, that he would use the word, that the word mankind would be used in this movie, which, you know, takes place 500, 600, 1,000 years in the future, that they use that word. I went the fuck on IMDb and I looked up the writers and I tried to memorize what they looked like, because I was like, if I ever see them, I'm going to have a word with them about using that word, about saying mankind in the future. It still, in fact, does bother me, because you should really be saying humanity, and we need to hold women accountable for being as fucking stupid as men, because, like, let's be real, we can be. And using the word mankind does not do that. It does not do that, okay? This movie, like, made me want to just contemplate the future. It made me think, it made me question our reality currently. It made me just think about shit that I haven't thought about. And it also made me fucking scared. A lot of the times there were many parts of this movie where I was very, very scared. Very, very like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? And I normally don't get that way in movies, honestly. I really don't. Also, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and go here. Like, I really hope that people in the future are smarter than people in present day. I really hope that, honestly. And I hope that y'all hope that too. And we should be striving for that also. I feel like people in the future, and I know it's a movie, okay, this is a very typical movie behavior thing, is like, I feel like in the future people are going to be smarter, and they're not going to have things repeated to them so many times in one go. So in the movie, there are like bots, right? Hold on. There are like bots, okay? And point of contention for this movie is that these bots will prioritize killing fewer humans, but in order to, like, worst case scenario, right? Like they were saying in the movie, like a bot did have to make a decision where instead of they only okay, so there's a life or death situation, right? And a bot was making the call whether 9 people would die or 3 people would die. Of course, the bot, being an intelligent being that we designed, chose 3 people. That sucks. That absolutely is horrible, but it's logical. It's the logical choice. Like, yeah, you should only let 3 people die versus 9 people. It's not hard to understand. But I guess we ain't that smart in the future, because the people in the movie were like, oh, can't believe a bot did that. It's like, yeah, no shit. That bot was doing the job that we literally created it for. Why are you surprised? Okay, we're almost done with this. I'm trying to get it to drip. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed this movie. I didn't think I would, but of course I did, and I fully recommend you or anyone to watch it. Especially if you like science fiction, because this one blew me away. I'll be right back. I'm trying to create an effect I don't know that I can do with just water. And I'm back. Oh, pirate, you got on my yoga mat I was sitting on. Oh, we got off. Bye, pirate. Love you. I wasn't even sitting on it anymore because I got closer to the camera, which I'm gonna do right now. Okay, but I did feel like this movie got a little bit out of control. Like towards the end, I feel like they were just doing like so much. There, kind of. Okay, I know what I need to do. They were doing so much. They were like, praise God. Yes. That's exactly what we want. They were like doing so much. They were going so many different directions. I felt like the end. Y'all, this is a very common thing now. I don't know if you've noticed it, but like, what has been happening lately with a lot of movies, if not almost all movies, is like, hold on, let's do this. Woo! Praise God, look at that shit. Oh, so good. Who's bad? You want to know who's bad? Okay. What I feel like's going on in a lot of movies is there will be an ending, and then you think the movie's gonna end, you swear the movie's gonna end, you're waiting for the credits, and then it's like, just kidding, there's like 10 more minutes. Here's the scary shit, here's more scary shit, you know. Not bad. Not bad, mate. This is the new Crow makeup. It's a lot. It's even more rough. Try to make it more rough. Hold on. Yeah, so there's this new thing in movies where it's like, just kidding, there's 10 more minutes and a much more movie left. Like, Just, like, they're fucking with you, which I like, though. I like being fucked with when it comes to movies. Like, thanks be to God, y'all can fuck with me, because I fuck with you. So, I did end up talking to another guy, though, after I saw this movie, and he had also just seen this movie, and he was like, I was like, oh, I really liked it. Did you like it? And he was like, yeah, oh, I liked it, but I kind of felt like I was watching an episode of Stranger Things, and I was like, fair point. Yeah, I felt like it got kind of over the top at the end. I felt like they were just like at one point, okay, at one point in the movie, I'm serious, this actually happened. I seriously said out loud, like really loud, I was like, no way! I said something like that, but I was surprised, okay? I was shocked. We want people to react, right? I wonder how the crowds are going to be where I'm moving next, because the crowds here are okay. You guys know that people don't dance in Portland? It's like not a thing. Okay, they do, but they don't dance at like clubs. When I came here fucking 11 years ago, I went to this club. I was so amped to go to this club, and I was like, I went to the Holocene. Okay, some people that I knew at the time, we went to the Holocene. They were like, yeah, this is the club. And I was like, you guys, this isn't a club. This is not a club. This is not what constitutes as a club. This is a venue. It's a cool venue. Ain't a club, mate. Ain't a club. Anyway, yeah, this guy was like, oh, it kind of seemed like an episode of Stranger Things to me. Anyway, yeah, at the end, there was this part where I thought it was kind of stupid, where like this alien was, spoilers, okay, turn it off if you don't want spoilers. This alien was born, and then he was using like his birth sac was like became a weapon, and he spilled, like, it was full of acid, and it spilled like onto the ship, and then it made like an actual hole in the ship. I was like, okay, that's like getting kind of stu, like that's a little much there. I mean, this makeup is cool too, right? But the other one was cooler. Anyway, I loved Alien. I think I'm going to see it again. It's been so long since I've seen a movie twice in the theater. When was the last time I saw a movie twice in the theater? I want to say Avatar 2. Yeah, that was the last time. I'm going to see Beetlejuice twice in one weekend, because I want to. And I can do Beetlejuice makeup. Yes! I loved Alien. I love science fiction. I love contemplating the future. Like, not just my future, but like the future of society, the future of our planet, the future of space travel. Love thinking about it. The future of androids. I'm here for it. Anyway, so yeah, I might see it. I'll probably see it again, because I did very much enjoy it. Again, I was not expecting to be so hypnotized when I wasn't even taking notes. I was just like, that's how I was watching the movie. I was having such a good time, and that's so rare nowadays. I can tell you I was not behaving that way when I saw The Crow. Anyway, I've been talking a long time. I think that's all I have to say about that right now. I'm about to go to my friend's house. What if I just wore this makeup, bruh? That would be hilarious. No, it's coming off. I guess I'll say one more thing, because I just saw it. Oh, this is a different thing entirely. That's a video for another day. Go see Alien, Romulus. Maybe even go see it 2 times. I don't recommend seeing The Crow unless you are really in love with Bill Skarsgård or FKA Twigs, or you like seeing ravens pretending they're crows. I am very excited for the Beetlejuice movie. And I can't wait to tell you about it. Bye!